Hello, welcome to the Dreaming Show. I'm Gabby Company in Melbourne, Australia. My guest today is Yogesh MAHAJAN. He is an expert in mindset. His business is Mind Transformation Hub. Welcome to the Dreaming Show, Yogesh.
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes, I work as a mindset mentor, and I've been trained by Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, he was the main speaker in the movie The Secret, and that literally changed my life.
How changed your life?
Um, when my partner put me onto this movie The Secret, and she said, "Oh, let's watch this one," and then I watched it, and then I literally ended up in watching that movie at least 20 times.
20 times.
20 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I read a book, amazing book, and I watched that video as well 20 times.
20 times, and then sometimes my partner says, "Oh my God, not The Secret again." But yeah, it was so amazing, and then I just kept on following Bob Proctor and went through the programming and got everything done from him.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
The
you.
topic today is how to overcome depression and live a better life. Depression is a very common situation in people. Could you tell us, please, Yogesh, what is depression?
You know, depression is a state of mind, basically. Um, the, the the famous scientist Tesla said, "You want the answer to the questions of the universe? Think in the form of energy, vibration, and frequency." And it's basically the frequency we're vibrating at, the frequency our body is vibrating at is depression.
It's because we are energy.
Yes, we are energy, yes. Yes.
Could you explain us a little bit more about this, about frequency and energy, because not everyone knows about this, please.
You know, as you said, everything is energy, and even the famous scientist Albert Einstein said as well, um, everything is energy, and that's all there to it. If you want something you want to achieve in your life, think in the form of, match the frequency of the thing you're after, and you cannot stop of not getting it. You will definitely get what you want if you match the frequency of that thing. It's like an example, we've got the phones nowadays. The phone's always been here, yeah, but all of a sudden what Steve Jobs had to do is get in the frequency of that iPhone, and all of a sudden iPhone's out. The plastic was always here, the glass was always here, the circuits were always there, the cameras were always here, but he had to get into the frequency of it, and all of a sudden now we've got a whole world in our pocket.
Amazing. Amazing. And also you told me before about your mom. Your mom has been depressed in the past. Could you tell us about that experience, please?
Yeah, a year and a half ago I got a call from my sister-in-law, and she said, "You better come back here, otherwise it's going to be too late."
Your mom is in India.
Yeah, mum's in India, my whole family's in India, and then I went back to India, but because mum worries about me. I'm 35 and not married, and it's not normal. The
She
culture.
wanted to see you married.
Yes, and yeah.
With kids and...
Yeah, exactly. And culture-wise, this is not normal for an Indian person to be 35 and not
Single.
married. It's not normal.
Okay.
And by the time you're 25, 26, get married, 28, 29, you would have at least 2 kids by then. So this is, I'm a reject piece. So yeah, when I went back in February last year, all of a sudden Mum was worried about me, and then all of a sudden what happened when I went there, she could see me, and then everything is fine. So I spent 6 weeks there, and then after that she was fine, because it's, as I said earlier, it's just the state of mind we're in. All of a sudden when she could see me and then we're doing things together, her frequency has changed, so she's a lot more happier because she could see me.
So Yogesh, do you think always there is a trigger?
Yes.
Before the depression?
Yes, there's always a trigger, because even some people go through trauma and they have had a lot going on in their past life, and that literally causes depression. Someone might have gone through a breakup, they've gone through the divorce, or they've lost a loved one in their families, It's related to that. And also there is another thing what I want to do add as well in this. You know, Dr. Bruce Lipton says you get programmed from the age of 0 to 8. So it's so critical here that whatever happens in that age as well, that's the outcome you're going to get when you grow up. So if you've had a really bad experience in your childhood, that's going to stay with you, and that could be one of the causes of anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm. What do we need to do in that case to overcome that situation?
You know, so what we need to do is basically think in a different way. I will explain a bit more. So the universe operates with the laws. We believe them or not, law of gravity, law of attraction, law of vibration, law of polarity. The laws are always there. So it's like a child is sitting on this table here and then starts moving. They're highly likely the child's going to fall from that table.
Mm-hmm.
Even the kid doesn't even know about law of gravity. So if we disregard them or don't worry about those laws, the laws are still there. Yeah. So they are still working. The universe is operating by those laws. So laws are always there, and that's how it's affecting us. So one of the laws is law of polarity,
Mm-hmm.
which is everything has an equal and opposite. What I mean by that is you've got a front and a back. You've got a night and a day. You've got up and down. Yeah, you've got negative and positive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what law of polarity is. So as I said, it's the vibration you're in. So if we keep on thinking about the negatives, our body is going to be in the negative vibration. On the other hand, if we look into the positives, our body will be in positive vibration. Yeah. So I'll quickly go in a little bit of detail here as well, how our mind works and how our body works. You know, we think when we talk about mind, and all of a sudden we think of our brain, because we all think in pictures. Yeah. If I tell you, okay, Gabby, what color car you have, you're thinking about your car. The fridge,
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking
Yeah.
about your fridge. Your house, you all straight away the picture of your house comes in your mind. So when I said, what about your mind? And sometimes people, I don't know what mind is, and sometimes people think it's brain. Brain is not mind. We think with the brain, like we eat with our mouth, eat and look with the eyes, but brain does not think. I'll give you an example. So Albert Einstein's brain is still sitting in the lab in the New Jersey, but it's not doing anything because Albert Einstein is not with it. Albert's mind is not with it. So we can't do anything without our mind. So what happens is we've got a conscious mind, subconscious mind. So whatever happens in those two areas of our mind gets expressed through our body. So as I said, body is the expression of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now if we look into the negative of it, because of ignorance, our conscious mind has got worry and a doubt. Sometimes people, am I good enough for this job? Yeah, am I good enough? What if I do this? We're just worrying about nothing. Yeah. And then when we're consciously worrying about something, what happens in our subconscious mind is we create that fear. So once we are scared of something, as I said earlier, the body is an expression of mind. So as we all know, 95% of the activities we do in a day-to-day life is what's happening in our subconscious mind. Yeah. So now if we've got a fear in our subconscious mind, that's going to get expressed through the body. So what happens in the body, it turns into a state called anxiety. People get anxious. Oh shit, I better not do this. I better not do that. Because this is going to go wrong. This is going to go wrong. Because we're anxious.
The little voice all the time.
The little voice, yeah.
Do you think, Yogis, people can create an illness?
Oh yes, for sure. For sure they can create an illness. And as I said, once you're on a negative vibration, we're on anxiety, and then everyone tries to suppress the anxiety. They don't like to fix the root cause where it's coming from. We like to put a band-aid on. We try to suppress the anxiety, and that turns into a state called depression.
Mm-hmm.
You see the body is in depression, where you don't want to go out, and then you don't want to associate with your friends or family. You rely on alcohol and sedatives. and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, I'm not worth for this world. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Lack of confidence. Yeah, you feel sick. You can't sleep, and then you rely on the sleeping pills, because then we are fixing the problem with the bandit. We're putting a bandit on, but we're not fixing the problem. And then all of a sudden, that depression turns into a state called dis-ease. We call it disease, but it's not disease, it's dis-ease, when the body is not at ease. And that contributes to the disintegration of the body. And back to your question, yes, we can create all those illnesses where we started thinking about the negatives, and then we started disintegrating the body.
Yogesh, could you tell to the audience, please, one powerful strategy to overcome depression?
Yep. So it starts from, it starts from inside here. It starts from inside of you, that once you start telling yourself, I've got no depression, and then your family member have to support you with that as well. They should be saying, okay, there is nothing wrong. And once you start saying that there is nothing wrong, obviously there is nothing wrong with you. Because I could give you an example of Thomas Edison. Have you heard his name?
Yes.
He was a famous scientist who invented the globe, and now we can see each other in the dark as well. So when he was a young child going to school, his principal gave him a letter saying, give that to your mother. And do you know what happened after that? He gave that letter to his mother, and the mother started reading the letter, and she started crying. And he said, Mum, what's on the letter? And while crying, she said, oh, it says that your son is a genius and he's so intelligent. We don't have good enough teachers for him at our school, so you got to teach him at home. And all of a sudden, guess what happened? He turned into a scientist. He became a famous scientist, Thomas Alva Edison, and he invented the globe. And all of a sudden, when his mum died later on down the track, he came across the same letter again. What happened? The same letter was there, and the letter said, your son is dumb, he's not good enough, and we're expelling him from the school. God. And how what his mother said totally changed his destiny of his life, and for us as well, because now we've got the globe, and we can see things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is how important it is what we say and how we say. And as I said, 0 to 8, as I said earlier, 0 to 8 is the age when kids are growing and they're learning. This is what they say, kids are like sponges. So if you say you can't do this, you can't do that, and you know what, that's what the programming that child's going to have later on down the track.
Yeah, it's true.
Is, oh no, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that. So, I'll promote everyone here saying that whatever your child wants to do, let him do that. Just literally say, you're so amazing, you're so confident. You just got to literally boost that confidence in their lives now while they're growing, so that they're confident. By the time they're 15, 20, they're going to be really confident kids.
Oh my God. Thank you, Yogesh.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Oh my God. Amazing information. Yeah. Could you tell us about your business, please?
Yeah. So, as I said, I've been trained by Bob Proctor from last literally 3 years, and my business name is Mind Transformation Hub. And what we do here is we work with entrepreneurs, and we work with people who've got small scale business. And running a business is not an easy gig, to be honest.
Of course not.
It gets stressful. Things are very stressful, and.
But the good thing is that we help people to change.
Yes, that's it. And this is what we do as well. Basically, we work with someone for literally 6 months. We're talking about changing habits. Habits don't change in a day or two.
Yeah, of course
not. And that's what I do is I work with people for 6 months where I talk to them every week. It's like getting a baby to walk. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take weeks or a couple of months. It takes literally months, literally 10, 12 months or even more than that.
Yes,
and that's what we do. We work with people for literally 6 months so that the habits which are holding them back, and then we work on those habits, how we're going to make them better, and then how they can run the business more efficiently and effectively.
Of course, we need time to change. Do you have a website, a telephone number?
Yes, jump on my website, guys. It's mindtransformationhub.com.au if you want any more information. And also my number is 0430 358 912. And if you just want to email it to me, happy to answer those emails as well. mindtransformationhub@hotmail.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, and one more thing I do want to add, especially the treatment, because now a lot of people are watching here for this show. A couple of things I still want to add more into the treatment. How to treat that is as the first thing. It starts from here. The second thing, what we can do is, do you know what, Gabby? We really need to find the purpose of our life. Without purpose, we're lost. It's like you've got a small boat sitting in big ocean, not knowing where to go. It's like you're playing a game of football with no scores and no grand final, and I'm sure none of the players is going to be putting any time and effort into it. You're playing soccer and then you don't know how many goals you need to win.
We need to set up goals.
We need to set up goals. We need to set up short-term goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and long-term goals as well to achieve that, so that you're not getting up and not wasting your life. It's like so when you get up in the morning, you get ready and go to work, you know where you're going. But if you don't know where you're going, you get in the car, you might be driving to Werribee and then to Frankston, then going to Dandenong, and then going to Chadstone.
No destination.
You
No
just
final
going
destination.
everywhere, exactly.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
you're lost.
You are right.
And then one more thing, what we can do as well is exercise. You know, exercise is so important. Exercise is vital to have a good brain. When we exercise, we get tired. Yeah, and when we get tired, we breathe heavily. And then what's that doing is the oxygen is going into our brain, and it's making more neurons, which are brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
The body, when we are stressed, the body literally produces the hormone called cortisol. But when we exercise, it overcomes that cortisol. And then once you finish the exercise, you feel so amazing. And I'll give you my personal example. I train in the morning at 5 o'clock. And when I finish around 6:30, around 6:30, it's still dark outside. And I feel so excited because...
Tired but excited.
Yeah, 70 to 80% people are still sleeping in their beds. And I've already achieved what I wanted to achieve. And makes me feel excited for the whole day. And sometimes people say, oh, you're so high at 8 o'clock in the morning, because I know I've achieved quite a bit.
That's called commitment.
That's called commitment and discipline.
Congratulations, Yogesh. I really appreciate all the information. If you want to contact Yogesh, tell us your website again, please.
Yes, it's mindtransformationhub.com.au. If you got any questions, guys, feel free to contact me on that. And then if you want to know more about it, just leave your details, and we'll give you a call back, and we'll be able to help you if there's any questions in that.
Thank you, Yogesh, for being
No problem.
here in the
No
Dreaming Show.
problem. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you, all of you. It was Gabby Company in Melbourne, Australia. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you, guys.